Let's talk about one of the biggest, most high stakes questions in medicine today. When a machine can diagnose you better than a person, who do you actually trust with your life?
Okay, I want you to really picture this. It's 3 in the morning, you're in the ER, you've got this sharp pain in your chest, and you're scared. The next decision could literally be the most important one you ever make. And you have two very, very different options on the table. So in one corner, you've got the human doctor. He's been on his feet for 28 hours straight, he's going through a messy divorce, and honestly, he's just running on fumes. In the other corner, you have the AI. It's been trained on 150 million heart scans. It never gets tired, never gets distracted, and it can see patterns in your EKG that are physically invisible to the human eye. So, who are you choosing?
And look, this isn't some far-off sci-fi future we're talking about. This is happening right now. What was just a wild pilot program a few years ago is now our 2025 reality. We've hit what some people are calling the Singularity of Diagnosis, where these algorithms are officially cleared to do the work of doctors. Let's just look at the raw numbers for a second. In fields like radiology, AI systems are now consistently beating board-certified human experts at spotting things like tiny, early-stage lung nodules. I mean, the data doesn't lie.
And it's not just about looking inside you. An AI can now identify malignant melanoma, that's a deadly skin cancer, from a simple smartphone photo with 98% accuracy. That's better than a whole panel of 20 expert dermatologists. It is an absolutely incredible leap in diagnostic power. But, and this is a huge but, here's the catch. An AI superpower is pure pattern recognition. It sees millions of pixels that a human just can't. A human doctor, though, has something else. Contextual awareness. The AI might be brilliant at spotting the tumor, but it won't notice the patient has a broken rib right next to it. It won't see that they look pale or that they might have a totally separate condition going on. And that gap, that space between patterns and context, that's where lives are saved or lost.
And that right there, that leads us to a massive and kind of scary problem. It's one of the most talked about concepts in medical AI, the black box. We've built this incredible tool, but the frightening part is we don't really know how it works.
So what is a black box AI? Well, think of it this way. It's a system where the reasoning behind its decision is a complete mathematical mystery. You've got a neural network with billions of parameters, and it's processed so many layers of data that even the engineers who built the thing can't point to exactly why it came to a certain conclusion. You just can't ask it to show its work.
And that leads to this? I mean, can you imagine your doctor, the person you trust with your life, having to say this to you after being told you have a rare brain tumor? The second a doctor can't explain the why, that crucial bond of trust just evaporates. The whole doctor-patient relationship starts to crumble.
And this is kicking up a huge controversy in the medical world, this idea of de-skilling. You have to ask, if doctors just rely on a machine for 10 years, will they even know how to diagnose a complex case by themselves when the power goes out? Are we training the next generation of physicians, or are we just training glorified secretaries for an algorithm?
And this black box problem, it snowballs into an absolute legal nightmare. Because when this perfect machine makes a fatal mistake, who pays the price? Seriously, who do you sue?
Right now, our legal system is just not ready for this. It's a total mess. As it stands, the doctor is 100% on the hook because the AI is legally just a tool. The developer who made the AI, they're usually protected by those long terms of service nobody reads. And the hospital, they're only really liable if they forced the doctor to use a system they knew was faulty. And all that legal fear creates this really dangerous psychological trap called automation bias. Doctors become so terrified of getting sued for overriding the all-knowing computer that they just rubber stamp whatever the AI says, even if their own training, their own gut, is screaming that it's wrong. It's defensive medicine in the worst possible way.
Okay, but the problems, they go deeper than just legal stuff. Maybe the most insidious issue is a very human one. An AI is only as good as the data we feed it. And right now, our data is basically a mirror of our own historical failures and biases.
I mean, just look at this. For decades, most medical research was done on white men. So if you train an AI on, say, 10 million skin samples, but 9.5 million of those are from light-skinned patients, well, that AI is going to be dangerously inaccurate for patients of color. The bias gets baked right into the code.
And here's the bottom line, the thing you really need to get. AI doesn't magically erase bias from medicine. It automates it.
It can take the subtle, unconscious prejudices of 1,000 doctors and scare them up to impact 1 million patients in the blink of an eye.
So, is it all doom and gloom? Is this the end for human doctors? Well, not exactly. The most exciting path forward isn't AI versus human, but AI with human. They call it the centaur model.
See, in the world of chess, a centaur is a human AI team, and it consistently beats any grandmaster playing alone or any supercomputer playing alone. The future of medicine looks a lot like that. It's not about replacement, it's about collaboration. It's a doctor augmented and freed up by an unbelievably powerful tool. And think about what this actually means for doctors. First, the AI can handle all the crushing administrative work, the charts, the billing, giving doctors hours of their day back to actually spend with patients. Second, it's like a 24/7 safety net, a second set of eyes that never sleeps. And third, it opens the door to hyper-personalized medicine, analyzing your unique DNA and health data in ways no human brain ever could.
This completely changes what it means to be a good doctor. In this new world, pure diagnostic skill, just being able to name the disease, that might become a commodity, something an AI can do easily. But clinical judgment, the wisdom, the empathy, the ability to navigate those messy, gray areas of human health, that becomes absolutely priceless.
Because at the end of the day, the real miracle here isn't replacing the human connection with a faster computer chip. The real miracle is using that chip to give the human doctor their time back so they can finally focus on the patient, not the paperwork.
And we need to have this conversation right now. The speed of this is just incredible. The AI we have today is going to look like a toy calculator compared to what's coming next year. We're on the cusp of agentic AI, systems that don't just find a disease, but actively manage your health in real time. So let me leave you with this to think about. If an AI found a tumor that your doctor completely missed, would you just feel grateful for the tech, or would you be terrified that your doctor wasn't paying close enough attention in the first place? And that brings us back to the ultimate unresolved question. When that AI gets it wrong and a patient dies, who do you sue? The doctor who trusted it? The programmer who wrote the code? The hospital that bought the software? This is the conversation we have to have now, before that black box closes for good.